Welcome to Retech Solution Python Programming. This is day 7 and in today's session we are going to see function in Python. Okay. In Python, a function is nothing but of a block of a code which only runs when it is called. Okay. A function is nothing but of a block of a code which only runs when it is called. Okay. A block of a code is nothing but of we have seen in our previous classes in loop or in a conditional statement we have specified that this condition comes under this statement like that. Okay, using the indentation. Okay, anything under this indentation, any code separated maybe started with the indentation means it will probably say to the Python that this code is a code block which comes under this condition. Like that, a function is a code block which has a name for it. Okay, which has a specific name for it, and it will run when we call the function using that name. Okay. You can pass, okay, our next point, you can pass data known as parameter into a function. Okay, we can make a inbuilt parameters, maybe we can make a default parameters, or else we can pass a data as a parameter in a function when we call it. Okay, okay, a function can return data as a result. Okay, in our still now we have seen about the print statements. Okay, return is nothing but of return the result of our function. It will return the result of a function. Okay, my function syntax will look like this. Okay, it's gonna start with my def keyword, def followed my function's name, and it will print the statement. Okay, it will print the statement. Okay, I can call my function using this my function name followed by the parenthesis. Okay, this was my syntax for creating my function. We will see that in a practical example. And I'm creating a new file called functions.py and I'm gonna run it. Okay, before we run this problem, I'm gonna say how to run a Python code or a Python file in a VS Code. Okay, first simply I'm making a print statement. Okay, to run this I can manually say run start debugging Python file. It may take some time. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, we can simply run start, go to the run menu, start debugging and Python file. Now it will run. Okay, the output has been shown in the console. Okay, this way we can run a Python file. And okay, first I'm gonna create my function. Okay, as I said before, to creating a function I'm gonna call the inbuilt. First I'm gonna define my function using this def keyword. Def keyword is used to define our function. Okay, then I'm calling my function name. I'm simply calling my code. Okay, I'm passing in empty values and then I'm pressing. You can see that whenever I press enter, it gives a 4 spaces. It gives some 4 spaces to me that show that this is comes under this block of code. Okay, and then I'm printing hi. Okay, and once again I'm printing another hi out of this. Okay, function. Okay, in this code I've created my function using this def keyword and my function name is my code and I'm printing a hi, simple hi string in with my function, okay, and outside my function I have created another print statement saying that I, okay, first I'm going to run this code. Okay, my second line of I has been printed, but this has not been printed because I'm not calling the function. Okay, whenever this code is out of the block, okay, this consider has been out of the block, out of this function, and this part of I doesn't belong to this I function, so that's why it has not been printing. Okay, now I'm calling my code. Now I'm sorry, I'm calling my function, my code. This way you can call our or activate our function. Okay, I'm saving it. I'm going to start debugging, run file. You can see we got two highs. Okay, so our Python function has been run. Okay, this way, this is the proper way to create a functions in a Python. Okay, before we move to another problems, okay, before we move to our problem section, I'm going to give another example. Okay, arguments in Python. Okay, parameters like that. Okay, for example, this is my code and I'm passing another argument called name. Okay, I'm getting an argument. I need a name and age. Okay, these are my parameters. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my f's. Okay, so this I am name. Okay, now if I call this function, it will throw me an error. Okay, my error was saying my code missing two required positional argument, name and age. Okay, this is called an arguments or parameters. Okay, I'm creating a two parameters, that the way that I can get the parameter value from the part where when I run the code. Okay, I should get the parameter value when I'm running the code, when I'm calling my function. In here I'm calling my function here, but I made an empty function. Okay, I made an empty call to my function. That's why it's throwing me an error saying that I need two parameters. Okay, to run this function, because I need two parameters. Okay, in that way I'm creating my parameter. Okay, and okay, if I run, I'm stopping my function to run, I'm saving it, I'm running this. Yeah, I got my answer. Okay, I got my answer from my parameters. Okay, this way I can create an argument for my function, and I get the argument from the user also. Okay, or else I can predefine my arguments here. Okay, I can give a default argument. Okay, for example, I'm making a default argument with the Python and age maybe 1990. Okay, we are on 30. Okay, I'm removing it. Okay, if I run this function now, it will run. Okay, because I've given a value for my arguments predefined. Okay, I've given a predefined value for my arguments. Okay, but what if I want to change this value? Okay, but I simply make these changes like this. If I run this, okay, I have changed my output. Okay, I may also have a predefined value to make sure what if user doesn't give me, I should print it. Okay, but if user give me, try to print the user input. Okay, like this is a predefined parameter, this is a user giving parameter. Okay, this way I can perform my actions using my parameter. Okay, Our next function next will be abbreviatory arguments. Okay, this argument is next function is an abbreviatory argument. Okay, or as args. Okay, star a or gs. Okay, we don't know how many arguments that will be passed into our function. Okay, maybe this may be in our arguments. What if we don't know the argument value? Okay, what if we, I don't know the number of argument, but I should print in every argument. For example, I'm creating a function and I'm creating a loop in my function for I in a, for I in a, I'm gonna print I. Okay, here I'm gonna pass a function a, but it is, I don't know how many function will come. Okay, it may be more function like that. Okay, I don't know how many function will be getting from the user. Okay, for that I'm gonna make a new type of parameter called star and a, star followed by my keyword name. Okay, like this. Okay, now I'm gonna add my values like this: 24, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I running this function block. Okay, it has printed everything I'm given is. Okay, this is a multiple input from for a function. Okay, multiple arguments, it's called abbreviatory arguments. I can get the multiple argument using this star followed my argument name. Okay, this way I can get a multiple argument from a user and I can able to process it. Okay, this is called abbreviatory arguments. Okay, okay, we have seen a argument, simple arguments. What if there was a multiple keyword arguments? Okay, what if for example we have seen the previous, okay, previous like this is called a keyword argument with a key and a value pair. Okay, with a key and value pair we can call as a keyword arguments. Okay, what if we get a multiple keyword argument? We don't know how many argument will be there. Okay, what if we get a multiple keyword argument? For that we can use, okay, this is called a keyword argument. What if we get a multiple keyword argument that we don't know how many keyword argument will be done? For that we're going to use double star followed by our keyword name. Okay, here I'm going to pass my name. Okay, I'm just, I can get multiple keyword arguments. Okay, to print my arguments as per my value. Okay, I can simply call name, my parameter name. Okay, my argument name is name. Okay, I'm gonna call it as name and I'm gonna specify my first value. Okay, I'm gonna get my first value as a. I'll explain when I done my code. Okay, b, c and d. Okay, this is my code. Okay, what I'm trying to say is this is my multiple keyword arguments. Okay, I'm going to specify my multiple keyword arguments with the name. Okay, name of a, name of b, name of c, name of d. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass my argument as a is equal to Ganesh. Okay, and for b it's going to be Python. Sorry, I mean Java. I don't like that. Okay, for c it's going to be Perl. For D it's gonna be Ruby. Okay, these are my arguments. This I want to pass. Okay, it is a multiple keyword arguments. Okay, if I run this code, okay, we got our answer. Okay, as per our input. Okay, as per our input we have got our output. Okay, this way this is called as multiple keyword arguments or as abbreviatory keyword arguments. Okay, okay, now we move on to see some problems. We will see some problems using a Python function. Okay, first problem will be addition using a Python function. Okay, I'm going to use my Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'm gonna start my new problem, addition. Okay, addition using a function. I'm gonna create a function for addition. Okay, for that, first I'm gonna define my function, use my def keyword, and I'm gonna name my function name. I'm gonna get a two parameter from the user, okay, a and b. Okay, and then what I'm gonna is print, I'm gonna print a plus b. Okay, this is what my code is to be. Okay, first I'm getting an input from my user. Okay, after getting my input from the user, I'm just calling the function using my input value. Okay, I'm gonna run this. Okay, enter the first number, I'm gonna print 10, sorry, and another number is bit more 90. Okay, my output has been printed. Okay, my function, the input value, the input value will be asked from the user. After getting the input value has been assigned to my function, and my function has been called, and the output has been printed. Okay, but what if I want to, okay, what if I do this, what if I paste like this, what if I get an input from a user when I am calling a function. Okay, if I run this code, probably what will happen. Okay, I'm gonna get the first number, I'm gonna get another number, I'm gonna getting another number. Okay, the first this has been printed. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm gonna comment this, I'm gonna run once again. Okay, it's gonna be 90, it's gonna be 99. Okay, the output has been printed. Okay, this way also we can get we can make a function as a more interactive. Okay, okay, next we will see another problem. Move on to the next problem. Okay, next problem is a calculator using a Python function. So previous problem, okay, in our previous problem we have had only addition, but we're gonna do one more. Okay, this problem is going to be an assignment for you to try to solve this. The main difference is try to make another set of another more couple of functions based on their actions. Okay, for example, subtraction, a function name the subtraction, and action is going to be subtraction. Okay, like that. Okay, function name is going to be multiplication, and the performance, the scope of the function is going to be multiply, and change this plus value to the multiplication symbol. Okay, this way you can also try to do this problem. Okay, we will see another problem. We will move on to the next problem, odd or even using regression. Okay, I will try to solve this problem. I'm moving to my Visual Studio Code. Okay, first I'm commenting everything, and I'm gonna call my function using my def keyword, and my function name will be odd or even. I'm gonna get an input n as a from user, and I'm gonna pass some condition over here. If n okay. Okay, if n is equal to 0 means I'm gonna return it. Okay, I'm gonna return some value. Okay, okay, we will discuss what is return after this problem. Return true. Okay, elif if n is equal to 1, return false, else return odd even n minus 2. Okay, after this function has been done, I'm going to get a input from the user, int input Okay, then if odd, even, in, print in is odd, else print in is even. Okay. Okay, what I'm trying to do is I'm creating my function, and my argument is n. Okay, first I'm checking using my conditional statement. First I'm checking whether if n is equal to 0, okay, and return true. Okay, then I'm checking if n is equal to 1, return false, and then I'm making else statement, return odd or even function minus 2. Okay, first it will check the user input. If the user input is 0 means it will print in true. Okay, 0 is nor an odd nor an even. Okay, like that. Okay, if, sorry, I made a mistake, it's going to be even here, it's going to be odd here. Okay, okay, if n is equal to 1 means it's going to return false. Okay, what is it return false? Okay, return false if the statement is returned true. If my output of my function is true means in this condition, the if odd and even, this condition will be true. Okay, this condition is true. Okay, because my condition has been, my function has been get a value, gives an output of true. Okay, my function is a true function, and my this condition will be printed. Okay, if this condition, okay, if this condition has been satisfied, if n is equal to 1 and my function returned a value of false means this condition will be satisfied, because my function is not a true, my function is a false function, it returns a false function. Okay, unless if this both of the condition has been failed, it goes to else part, it gonna return my, it's in return statement I'm called my function once again, but I'm gonna minus my n to 2. Okay, I'm gonna minus n minus 2. Okay, this way I can, for example, if my value input value is 4 means it's gonna minus 2 and it's gonna once again check the values. Okay, and once again gonna at the end it will come, but now n will be 2 and 2 minus 2 will be 0, and once again my function will start and it will return true and my output will be an even function. Okay, but what if my n was 3? Okay, if my n was 3 means first it's gonna minus 2. Okay, and my n value will be 1. Once again the condition is gonna run and check, and my output will be return false here, because n is gonna be 1 and return, and my output will be false, and automatically it will print n is an odd number. Okay, we will do that within I will run this program. I'm gonna run this. Okay, I'm going to enter the number. As I said, I'm going to enter 10, and 10 is an even function. Okay, once again I'm going to run this. I'm going to do 9. 9 is an odd function. Okay, this way we can check whether the given function is an odd or even. Okay, this is another method of creating my odd or even function. Okay, the return statement, we use a return statement is used. Return statement, the return statement is nothing but of returns the value of the function. Okay, it is similar to print statement, but print is gonna print in my console, but return is gonna return whether the function is available or not. Like that, it's gonna return some value also, like that. Okay, we can make a multiple print statement, but we can make only one. Okay, return statement is used to give the output of the function. Okay, this is a definition for the return statement. Return statement is used to give the output of the function. Okay, okay, we will move on to our next problem. Okay, maybe Fibonacci and factorial we have seen in the previous classes. Try to solve it. Okay, I'm giving you this as an assignment for you. Fibonacci using a function, factorial using a function. It will be similar to the for loop. And the next problem is going to be LCM of two number using regression. Okay, I'm going to solve this LCM of two number using a regression. Okay, moving to my Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'm going to comment everything. Okay, to create a LCM function, first I'm going to define my function using my def keyword. and I'm gonna name my function as LCM, and I'm gonna to input a comma b. Okay, next after that, what I'm gonna do is LCM dot multiple. Multiple is equal to LCM dot multiple plus b. Okay, I will explain after my code finishing. Okay, after I finish my code. Okay, I'm gonna creating like this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is first before that I think so. Okay, next I'm gonna create my condition if LCM dot multiple mod a is equal to 0 and LCM dot multiple is equal to sorry mod b is equal to 0 return LCM dot multiple. Okay, in my else part, if this condition doesn't satisfy means I'm gonna call my function once again a comma b. Okay, this is my function. Okay, first I'm gonna get input from a user a integer input into the number sorry enter first number okay second number. Okay, next I'm gonna check if a is greater than b. If it so means I'm gonna call my function LCM using b comma a. Else LCM a comma b. Okay, what I'm gonna do is my code will start running from here alone. Okay, so before that I'm sorry I forgot to decline a variable here. LCM dot multiple, it's gonna be 0. Okay, my code will start from here only. Okay, Python will start running my code from here only. Okay, what I'm gonna do is what I'm trying to do is I'm declining a variable with the name of LCM dot multiple. Okay, this way also we can decline a variable. I'm declining a variable and I'm gonna giving a value for that. It's gonna be 0. Okay, then I'm getting two input from a user a and b. Okay, these two are the input from the user. Okay, then I'm checking my check which number is higher. Okay, in my first condition I'm checking whether a is greater than or b. Okay, if this condition satisfied means I'm gonna call my function with the name as LCM b comma a. Okay, you can note that I'm calling with the b comma a function, but in here my main function I got the variable as a comma b. Okay, what will happen now means automatically the b value will be assigned to a and the a value will be assigned to a. Okay, my Python will take the input from a function as it is. Okay, it will assign b to a and a to b, like that. Okay, it will assign the value as it is. Okay, it doesn't matches the name, but it will assign the position of the variable. It will take the parameter value as per the position of it. Okay, if a was in the second position, the variable will be assigned to the second arguments only. Okay, okay, it will call the function LCM with the a comma b. Okay, because the lower function should be called first and the higher function should be called next. Okay, or else if the condition doesn't satisfy means it will call as it is LCM a comma b. Okay, now my function will now my input function will call my LCM function. Okay, now my input value will call my LCM function. Okay, the first line I'm just reassigning LCM dot multiple to value of LCM dot multiple plus b. Okay, I'm reassigning it to the value of plus b. What b is this? Okay, this value will be assigned to LCM dot multiply at first. Okay, and next line I'm checking if LCM dot multiple mod a is equal to 0 and LCM dot multiple mod b is equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied means I will return LCM dot multiple. Okay, it's nothing but of the value here. Okay, it will return this value, or else the function is called once again, and once again the value of b has been added to it. For example, if I will run this code. Okay, I'm gonna run this code. Sorry. Okay, I'm going to enter my first number, it's going to be 10, and my second number is going to be 5. What I've made. Sorry, I made a mistake. Okay, I'm going to print like that. I'm going to define a variable LCM is equal to, and I'm going to print LCM I'm going to print it at the end of my condition. Okay, sorry, my bad. I'm going to clear my console, and once again I'm going to run my function, my code. Okay, I'm going to enter my first number, it's going to be 10 and 5. Okay, my LCM is 10. Okay, it returns my LCM. Okay, what is happening is the value of my first value is 10. Okay, the value of A is 10 and my value of B is 5. First is checking the condition. Okay, whether A is greater than B. Okay, if this condition satisfied, means it will call this function. Okay, I'm calling this function with a variable. First I'm defining this function calling method in a variable. Okay, and then printing the variable. Okay, this way I can call a function. Okay, and after this, if this function has been called, then the value of A is 5 and the value of B is 10. Okay, now the LCM dot multiple will be assigned to B plus B. Okay, before that LCM dot multiple is 0. Now LCM dot multiple is equal to LCM dot multiple plus B. Okay, now the LCM dot multiple value will be 10. Okay, the value will be 10. Okay, now after that it making a conditional statement whether checking that LCM dot multiple mod A is equal to 0 and LCM dot multiple mod B is equal to 0. If this condition is satisfied, it will return my LCM. Okay, in this part my LCM will be 5 of 10. Okay, now this condition will be satisfied and my output will be 10. Okay, this is what I get. Okay, what if I enter at 20 here? Okay, what if I enter 20 means, okay, if this condition, okay, I'm gonna run once again. Okay, I'm just stopping it. I'm running once again. Okay, what I'm making 20. My second value is 5. We got an answer of 20. Okay, like this. Okay, what if it was an odd number? Okay, for example, if my value was 12 means, then okay, this condition A LCM mod A, okay, A value is 5, mod 2 will not be executed, like that. Okay, this way we can check whether the function or LCM of a function using our Python. Okay, we have another set of problems also. Okay, we will see that problems in our next sessions. Okay, thank you.